again. I'm here with Rachel Weidinger, the Senior Manager of Marketing and Communications, I got that right, at TechSoup Global, and I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about community management and the importance of community management and community engagement for nonprofits. So you've had a lot of experience in your background in various capacities. So could you start a little by telling me, how powerful and how much of an asset you think community managing as an idea can be for the nonprofit community itself?
We're really fortunate in that the work that we do often has many passionate supporters, and community management is a way to, and facilitation is a way to engage all the passion that's out there in the world and really amplify your message. You have limited staff, you have limited resources, you have technology limitations, but when you reframe your resources that are available to you and you find a way that you can tap into all the people who really believe in the work that you're doing and have a real conversation with them, what's possible changes, and that gives me goosebumps.
So what tools out there to kind of segue, in the broad sense, there's a lot going on in online organizing and social media being used for community management. What are some specific tools that you find yourself using or you see other organizations really using well with the plethora of new shiny objects? What are the 1, 2, 3 that you think are really helping to do a good job of that?
It's a great question, and there isn't an easy answer now, I think. One of the things that I'm really stuck on kind of personally and professionally is that there are so many people in the world now, and we're taking so many little tiny actions in our day-to-day life. Like, there's an unbelievable volume of noise out there, and to be able to hear what you need to listen to as an organization is very challenging. And so I'm hungry for things that, for tools that help me see how someone in my broad community is engaging over time, how their role is changing, if it's deepening, if it's lessening, all the contributions that they've made over time. I really like, just in the small Twitter realm, I really like co-tweet for that. It's a great Twitter client, and you're able to see with great ease that this is all the conversations I've ever had with this person, and it's a way to move forward. We were talking earlier today about how I'd love to have that for Facebook.
Right.
And you can see like the wall-to-wall stuff, but it's not as meaty as I hope it will get. So I'm hungry for tools in that direction that allow you to manage the relationships of some of the rock stars of your community and really give them attention.
So there are obviously still a lot of questions out there. I mean, we're just at the tipping point of kind of adoption of some of these tools, and really people starting to figure out where the power lies, where the sweet spot is, and using, what's the perfect mix on integrating offline with online and, real world engagement to get, the best fundraising result or the best advocacy result. But from your perspective and what you've accomplished over, your professional time in social media, what's the advice? What are the few things that you would tell every nonprofit? You have to be doing this, or you definitely can't take your eye off of that.
People are really interested in and excited about social media policies these days, and if your policy isn't clearly stating an attitude, and that attitude isn't about openness and channels back into the organization to be able to actually listen to the conversation, your social media policy, your social media effort is going to fail. There's a lot of fear around opening up the paths into and out of the organization, which I understand, and it's going to be a cultural shift that happens over time. But if you're reviewing a social media policy, look for the attitude that's there, and look for an attitude of openness. If you start with that, like you can mess up little tiny things in your social media strategy and your policy, and you're going to be okay because you have the orientation to be able to listen and change over time. So there's one thing. Do you want more?
No, I mean, that's a great point. I think that's exactly what people are looking for. Okay, well, thank you, Rachel. This has been awesome. I'm sure everybody will really enjoy all the feedback.